What is up, everybody, and welcome to Monday Madness.
On
I
Wednesday.
on a Wednesday, yes, a couple days delayed. We had some stuff going on, some stuff that you guys will see shortly. You know, changing up the studio a little bit for Bren.
I know. I'm shooting from a different area of my basement.
So, as I just said, I am Rob. This guy here, he's Bren. And because we are shooting on a Wednesday instead of a Monday, we're missing our other part of this trio. I don't know. I was trying to come up with something clever.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Lucas had to withdraw himself due to life,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. You okay over there, bud?
I just realized I forgot to tighten down a part of the mic arm.
Oh.
So when I moved it, it was like the whole thing. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
You sure?
You know, every time it's like I gotta twist this headphone port on the Behringer.
Oh yeah. So you get the dual.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. All
it's
right.
fine. Maybe that'll be the next piece that I update.
The Behringer or the headphone?
It's just that little one port one.
Oh, you don't have the big one up.
No, because I wouldn't be able to run that thing on my phone like I am right now.
But that might be changing here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, well, maybe starting next week.
Yeah. Huh? Huh? You
Eh?
got to stay tuned.
Eh? Eh? Yeah.
All right. So, with that out of the way, today we got a decent sized show. We're going to be talking about Microsoft and the FTC going against their price hike.
hmm
We had big news coming out of San Diego Comic Con. A bunch of stuff dropped there. Big stuff that I'm excited for. But with that, we also had some stuff happening with the Halo TV show. Something that just happened yesterday, I believe it was, with Bungee. Big news at Bungee. Yoo-hoo, big Bungee blowout. And then we got to talk about a couple of streamers and some of the controversies and scandals going around these influencers.
I wish I could say that it should be funny because it's so dumb the things they get themselves wrapped up in.
It's just ridiculous. Like it seems like it's every week we got somebody new. Every week there's another one in trouble.
Always.
And
It's
in
like these millionaires don't know what to do.
these influencers. So that is, and then we're gonna go over a couple other stuff like some of the big game releases for the upcoming month.
Yeah, I mean there's a good bit, but there's no reason for us to hit every single one. So
No.
I figured let's just hit the highlights. We'll hit the big ones.
Yeah.
Make fun of a couple if you know what I'm talking about.
But before we jump into all of that, we got to start the show how we always do. Bren, what you been up to, bud?
Oh my god, dude. It has been a busy week. The whole basement, the whole game room slash studio is getting redone. Everything's getting moved around. Everything's getting changed. For the better, because I need to. I definitely need to change some things down here. So hopefully, I playing wise, I haven't really been playing anything. My PlayStation hasn't been on the last couple 3-4 days. I played a little bit of First Descendant, and some 14. That's about it. I think the one night I was up in the living room, so I was on the Switch for a little bit, and I played some Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's about it. So,
Nice.
but the wife and I have been watching The Bear on Hulu, and we've yet to watch the latest episode of House of the Dragon, so don't spoil that.
Okay. Okay.
I know, I know. Max keeps saying, "Oh, there's only 2 episodes left," and we're like, "All right,
Well, now there's only
well, we
one.
got one. Yeah, we got one." So,
And there,
mm,
there's a lot that happens. But again,
okay.
it's another one of those like the last 10 minutes.
So it's all build up.
I'm hoping that this last episode, I'm not holding my breath, but I'm hoping that this last episode there's more action than there has been.
So typical Game of Thrones.
I'm still waiting for a red wedding. Like, come on, give me something here. This is the Dance of Dragons, and
Mm.
there's been more people than dragons. So
Yeah, I know. What did we have? Like 15 minutes of somewhat of a battle.
10 to 15, yeah.
Yeah, and that's.
But there's some interesting stuff that happens. You know,
I mean,
well, you got
it's
Damon
like you
over
look
there
at him.
playing Luigi's Mansion, like he's just over there hunting ghosts.
Oh my God, I know. It's like at one point the wife and I just were like, did that really happen, or is he having a flashback? What the?
Oh yeah,
Is
oh
this a
yeah.
Tarantino movie? What is going on here?
This is almost as bad as Inception. It's like a dream inside of a dream. Like I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, just I have ideas together for a couple videos that I need to get into action,
That's fair.
but I got to get this area set up first before I can do it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So, unfortunately, I gotta do the crap part before I can get back to what I want to be doing.
No, that make them. That's how it normally goes, you know.
Yeah. But what about you, bud? What you been up to?
So this week has been pretty busy. So this is Vintage Grand Prix week in Pittsburgh. So
I'm glad I don't have to go anywhere near that.
it's been all over the city. So like my car club's been doing a lot of stuff, and I'm not trying to plug my car club, so that's not really what this is. But we're putting on a cancer charity show in October.
Well, plug away, dude.
Well,
It's your channel too.
yeah, I mean it's cross of interest. I mean, I know that there's some car guys that probably watch this, but anyways, what I was getting to was, we've been planning a lot with that, and I've been helping a lot with that with everything that's been going on with me personally. Um, so we've been doing a lot of that, and then just this whole week we've been hitting all the vintage Grand Prix stuff, trying to get these rich people to come out to donate to the charity that we're supporting. So I've been doing a lot of
Hmm.
that. Been doing a lot of
Okay.
that, and then played a little bit, probably another 3 or 4 hours of Octopath. Um, I'm through all of the first chapters of stuff, and I am through about halfway through the second chapter on everybody's thing. So I got like 4 of the 8 completed.
Nice.
And then just took a little bit of old school, played another hour or two of Need for Speed Underground 2.
Hitting them classics.
Oh, dude, it's been such a joy.
Well, just wait, dude. We talked before the show, so I'll have a nice area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So, alrighty.
So with that, we can jump into the August releases.
Yeah.
You look a little perplexed there, bud.
Well, So this first one, if you have the list up on screen, which I can only watch through YouTube. So I've read this a couple times and I'm trying to make sense of this. But
Thank goodness you're
so the
here.
game, yeah, yeah, the game is called Thank Goodness You're Here. It's a and GameSpot describes this game as a very weird game about a very small chap. Thank Goodness You're Here combines cartoonish visuals with a delightful sense of weirdness. And I look at this and I think back to how many 2010s ish Cartoon Network cartoons did we have that looked like this?
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of gave me like a British Bob's Burgers vibe.
Yeah, that's a great show. I love that show. That's one of my favorites. John Benjamin, such an underrated.
Yeah, for sure. So it just seems like this here is going to be a like a problem solver. You go around to different shops and figure out their problems and help solve them.
And it's funny because games like that were popular back in the day because they were just fun little mindless games
Yeah, it's
that
just
you could play.
basically fetch quests.
Yeah. All right. The next one that GameSpot has highlighted. And that's what we're just gonna do the games that they have highlighted. We have Volgar the Viking releasing on August 6th, which should be what's today? Wednesday the 1st.
The 6th is
Second.
Monday.
Okay. Well, you're a lot smarter than I am.
No, the 6th is
Oh,
Tuesday. I was off a day.
still a lot closer. It just looks like a Metroidvania.
Very popular style of game.
Yeah, I mean that's these the 2D's making a return, buddy.
Oh yeah, for sure. All this good retro feel.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say I called it. We have so many AAA open world games that you get like 65 hours into the game and you're like, where the fuck is this going?
What am I still doing here?
Yeah. And the true gamers are like, I'm so sick of all these optional quests, but I have to do them.
Yeah, right. I can't. I can't. It, I got.
there,
I gotta. I
there's a
gotta 100
trophy.
this.
There's a good weapon buried in this. I
Listen,
gotta do these fetch quests.
I have to get all of the different types of berries so I can get this trophy, so I can 100% this game.
Yeah, and that's where it's just oh my
I
god,
got it.
dude.
Well, games cost so much. You got to get everything you can out of them.
Who the fuck asked for them to be that much though? Who asked for this? You know what? I'll tell you who. I'll tell you who. Twitch streamers.
Well. I mean, if you want to talk about it, though, look at Helldivers. $40 game.
But yeah, $40.
That's what I mean, though. And how much did that stream? How much did that get? Like that was huge, huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Pokemon clone Pal World. Like
It hit hard. And then Sony's shit came out on it.
we'll talk
And
more
then the
about.
popularity started to dive off.
We'll talk more about studios fucking up a good trend.
My God.
But
You of all people have to be really mad about that. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
well, we won't hold it up any longer.
Up next, we have Steam World Heist 2. So this is, as GameSpot describes, a ragtag crew of seafaring robots, tactical combat, and ricochet physics. It's a direct sequel to the 2016 game, and Steam World Heist 2 has new crew members to direct in combat and a job system to master as you sail the seas looking for a cure to a deadly water crisis that is having a corrosive effect on mechanical denizens of SteamWorld.
Denizens.
Yeah, I butcher everything, bud.
So do I. It's okay. We lift each other up.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, is this supposed to? So, exploration wise, it looks like it's going to be 2D, but I wonder if it's going to be like Darkest Dungeon, like almost roguelike.
It's kind of what I was curious too, if it's going to be roguelike kind of Shovel Knight.
mm
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Shovel Knight?
I don't know.
Hollow Knight.
See,
Hollow Knight.
I don't know if it's going to be like that. I mean, if it's talking tactical and ricochet physics,
That's true.
although it may if it's saying ricochet. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
August 15th, we have a game that hasn't left the PlayStation. It's spread its wings from the PlayStation.
No longer is it
And
a
that is
PlayStation exclusive.
Yep. And that is Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and it is coming to the Xbox, but not the Switch.
I don't know if the Switch can
And
run
of
it.
course, GameSpot had to take a little shot at Nintendo here, saying that while Nintendo is still being selfish with The Legend of Zelda and keeping it exclusive to its platform, like it fucking always has,
Right.
Kenna is a fine alternative.
I haven't played any of it.
Neither have I.
I believe it's one of the PlayStation free games of the month, like 3 or 4 months ago. It's in
You
my
know what?
library.
My backlog is so big, I'm not even adding.
Oh, I'm adding them all to it, like to my library, but I'm not downloading them. So they're there if I
Yeah,
ever want to.
I have done that with quite a few myself, but
They're there if I ever want
so
them. And then, of
and
course, we
oh,
gotta
sorry, God.
talk. We gotta talk roster update 25.
Oh yeah.
Another
Oh yeah.
another rendition of Madden has hit the gridiron, folks. Now, this comes right on the heels of EA Sports College Football 2025, which has made its return from the first time in like 12 years, I believe. Um, so apparently, there's new physics-based tackling in this called Boom Tech. Boom Tech, sort of like the truck stick. This is just rehashed,
Yeah, I was gonna say that
but they can.
I don't
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. But this is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox, and then I believe it is crossplay against all.
oh finally some cross platform stuff. Because God knows some of these AAA developers haven't been doing that with some of their open world games. Capcom and Monster Hunter. Sorry.
No, you're good. So up next.
So
Oh, go ahead. I interrupted you that time.
I was gonna say we got ourselves yet another Souls-like clone, Black Myth Wukong, and that is coming August 20th for PC and PS5. And I wonder why not Xbox. But
Yeah.
we journey to the West for the source has been source material behind several video games, but it's amazing that it's taken this long for the 16th century Chinese novel. It's the Monkey King.
Yeah.
It's a story that pretty much,
Every Dragon
I
Ball Z
shouldn't.
fan knows.
I was gonna say yeah, because it's loosely. Goku is basically the Monkey King, or just a reiteration of it. And I still think it's hilarious that Goku wasn't evil like Vegeta because he fell on his head as a baby.
Knock some sense into him. Kakarot.
So, I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. It's a Souls game. You'll get a vague story. You'll coast around, find a couple weapons, use your iframes to dodge most attacks, and we'll find videos littered all over TikTok about guys using mods and one-shotting bosses.
Yeah,
So
yeah. What was that?
they are pretty interesting, though.
What was that game that we used to play? I think it was on PS2. I don't think it was on PS1. I know it was on PS2. About the like Chinese warrior that got brought to the future. And
Onimusha?
it was at Onimusha with Jacques.
Yeah, that was Onimusha 3.
Jacques.
Yeah. Oh fuck, what was his name? He did
Oh, he was in Call of Duty. He was in
well, I was gonna no, he did that he years ago. He did that movie with your future wife, Natalie Portman.
My Future. No.
No, yours was Scar Joe.
Yeah.
Black Widow era Scar Joe.
Yeah. I'm looking it up right now.
I can't remember his name.
Jean Reno,
Yeah.
and he plays Jacques.
Oh man.
But yeah, John Reno's been in a bunch of stuff.
He is. He is a renowned actor.
I
But
just 22 Bullets. He was in Godzilla.
Godzilla.
For some reason, I thought he was in like one of the Angels and Demons or something.
Oh, one of the
Yeah, one of
wow, why
Da
are we
Vinci
having
Codes.
Da Vinci Code movies? Oh
He
my
was in
god, we're having such brain farts
he
today.
was in Die Hard. It's taking a minute to load. Brothers of the Wild. The Lion King read along. Flushed Away. Yeah, he was in the original Da Vinci Code. I thought so.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
And
Sorry,
then
side tangent.
yeah, August 22nd, we have a game called Tactical Breach Wizards, which is inspired by the game XCOM, so it's very tactical.
Yeah, SOCOM.
Yeah.
So there's
It says XCOM.
which is SOCOM.
Oh. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So, Tactical Breach Wizards, you'll get to command a renegade special force team of wizards, sorcerers, and priests on Black Op missions. With classes like Navy Seer, Storm Witch, Necromantic, and Rebel Riot Priest. Turn based tactics game will let you fiddle with the space time continuum to find the best path forward so that you can boot a warlock out of a skyscraper window.
So seems like it's going to be just the same mechanic as the rewind in Fire Emblem Three Houses.
That's fair.
Like you have so many charges per battle that you can rewind the clock so many turns back if you lose a unit. So
Up next, we have.
I mean, I'm glad to see some more RPG and tactical games.
For sure.
I'm a little worried about it becoming too mainstream because then that's when the quality really starts to dip.
And it gets played out.
Yeah. But we can save that for a discussion for another time. Oh, God.
Up next.
Oh, God. So this game, Concord, it had its beta on PlayStation. And it's already going to be a bomb of a launch. It's officially dropping on August 23rd. And it is already a looter shooter.
A bunch of other looter shooters.
Yeah, amongst a sea of looter shooters. Team-based. No, this is team based, like Overwatch. What
Yeah.
am I talking about? Hero shooter. That's the word.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
meant to say. Sorry. First Descendant is a looter shooter.
We were on the same page though. I know where you were getting. We got to talk about a looter
But
shooter coming up.
yeah, it's a team based shooter like Overwatch, Valorant.
Yeah.
Marvel even just released their own Rivals, and I don't think that's up. I don't think that's doing very well. Um, Concord is off to a bad start because it's already found itself plastered all over social media with controversy. Um, Firewalk Studios came under a good bit of scrutiny on X because one of the employees was outed as a very woke progressive person who it was described that they are a very, very difficult person to work with. And they made life miserable for the other developers at the studio. So you already have the stigma of that on the studio releasing a $40 game when you have a sea of competitors that are, I want to say probably about half of them are free.
Yeah.
I know Overwatch wasn't free at first, but because it's been out for so long, and quite frankly, Blizzard's raked in the hundreds of millions
Yeah.
of dollars from Overwatch, that is now free to play.
But you have Valorant, you have Apex. You have a slew of them out that are out there.
Well, I wouldn't say would I mean, is Apex considered a team-based shooter?
I mean, yeah, you're on a team where you go and take out other teams, and
Yeah, but you're also on a map. It's more like a Fortnite.
yeah. But Fortnite's individuals. I mean, maybe they do have duos. I don't know. I've never really played Fortnite.
So, Concord's going to be a bomb. I'll just say that one right now.
Yeah,
It's not going to do that great.
agreed.
So, speaking of Blizzard, they have an expansion coming on August 26th. World of
Wow.
Warcraft's The War Within.
Wow.
Wow.
World of Warcraft. Wow. So it's adding a bunch of new content to the long-running MMORPG. You're getting a new player arc, 8 new dungeons, a new raid, and the debut of a delve experience designed to cater to small parties. There will be
Hmm.
even, and then there will be even more post-launch content to look forward to, with the 20th anniversary celebrations coming this fall. You'll get more quests, there's updates, and a slew of other things that are planned to help celebrate World of Warcraft.
20 freaking years. And now, this one is going to excite Rob.
Roar!
This one
Jenkins!
will excite Rob and our buddy Jay. Gundam
Yes.
Breaker 4. And GameSpot says building a Gundam model is one of life's best pleasures, but sadly, these don't have working beam rifles, laser swords, or missile launchers. Fortunately, Breaker is offering that functionality in digital form.
Pew 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 pew.
And it's basically like collector's dream where you get model kits and you bash them together from what they say.
Um, so there's a game kind of out like this already. It was on the mobile, and literally what it was is you go and you collect different Gundam models, and you battle them against other players. And there was a whole storyline, and it was kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh and all that, where like you go and you buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and you got to buy packs and stuff. And I mean, it was kind of cool. Um,
Yeah.
and then it kind of died off. And I don't know whatever happened to it. I don't know if it's still out there or not. Like now I gotta go look and see if I can. All right, I'll be back up. um, but yeah, Gundam Breakers 4 definitely excited for. Um,
What are you thinking?
I'll
You gonna
probably
get it?
I'll probably pick it up on PC.
Okay.
I'm turning into a PC guy. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't know.
You're already set up. You have what, a 3090?
It's a 3070.
Oh, well, so
Not that high. Not that high end, but I'm gonna have to update my motherboard here soon.
that's not that big of a deal.
No.
So, but August 29th, we have a pretty interesting one. Squirrel with a gun. And yes,
He's right there.
that's the name.
It's the game.
I mean, it's
you got this.
these are the kind of games that we need to move back towards a little bit.
You got this fuzzy looking, furry little rat holding a 1911, just ready to go to town with his gat. I mean, the gun's freaking bigger than he is.
Oh my god. So wait for those hilarious videos to ensue. But fortunately, you'll have to wait till the end of the month.
Yeah, August 29th. Which is
Uh,
also the same day that Brendan finally gets his pre-order.
we all know why I pre-ordered it. They offered a steelbook.
There it is.
But the demo is now available.
I seen that.
On PlayStation, I know. For PC and Xbox, not too sure. That's Visions of Mana. Now, Mana is a series that goes back almost as far as Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, I think they had their 30, no, that was 2 years ago. They had their 35th anniversary for the series. Wow. That's, yeah. Dragon Quest, I think, has been going on a little bit longer than that.
We're getting old, Bren. That's what that means.
Fuck off. I know it does. A couple old guys on YouTube trying to make it.
Right.
I gotta watch with this desk. The camera keeps shaking. Yeah. The mana games have always been interesting. I'm interested in seeing if they're gonna do what they did with the previous titles. I'm sure you remember those on the PlayStation ones, Rob,
Legend of Mana
where
was one of my things.
you find pieces of the world and then you could map out the game, get different endings and different characters depending on how you laid the map out and everything. I think the world wants to go back to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's fair. And then last and well, no, there's two more. No, that's it. Last and probably least. Not gonna lie.
It is the least.
We have Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, it's gonna be an open world. I don't even know what to call this. What do you got there, Brent? What do you got?
Ubisoft and Disney has turned Star Wars into a dead franchise.
And what's frustrating is you have people that come along like Respawn and drop two bangers, absolute bangers, with the Jedi Survivor games. And then you got this, which looks like a rehash of Solo.
That's it.
It's a female version
From
of
what
Solo.
I've seen, yeah, that's exactly it. Um, they just had to go.
Woke.
We can, we can, we can gender swap and it'll still work.
It's just the same story.
That's what she is. She's just a female Solo.
And then her sidekick
Um,
is just a robotic Chewie.
yeah. Well, of course, they had to make him look a little more badass to make her look a little more badass. But you'll never beat the original duo of Han and Chewie.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just watching
Um,
Solo. It was on TV. Good movie.
oh yeah. I'm sorry. Um, Watching anything Star Wars after Disney took over has become a little annoying.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Solo could have been so much better because I had so many hopes for it. But that's a story for another time. I could delve deep into that one.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, so oh
It's
no, Solo.
yeah,
Solo, I did watch.
it's a good movie. Don't get me
Um,
wrong, but I had hopes for it to go even further.
yeah, and
That's
you know what's funny is we watched one of Danielle's favorite movies the other night while we were working on the basement here. Twister, that old 1996 movie with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt.
you gotta love it.
Yeah, guess whose name is attached to that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But then I saw the name Steven Spielberg, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
yeah, we're
like
good.
she,
We're good.
yeah, no, we're good."
She
That movie, obviously,
she got outstarred.
yeah, she got outstarred. Which interesting thing for you to think about, Rob. If you watch that movie again, they wrote the beginning and end, and then did the middle while shooting the film. The beginning and end were already set in stone.
But that was it.
Yeah, Danielle and her brother, my wife and my brother-in-law, figured that out when they were younger by looking at the mileage of Bill Paxton's Dodge Ram throughout the movie.
All that means is they filmed the beginning and the end at the same time. They just filmed it at the
Fair
same time
enough.
before they wrecked the truck. I mean, they drove it through a house
Yeah.
twice.
So
But yeah, no, great movies. I haven't seen the second one yet, but I've heard good things about it.
yeah, I haven't. I'm kind of scared to watch modern movies of classic titles.
Oh, I know. I know.
So
All right, let's move on.
yeah.
Our first actual news story, and Brendan blames me with my love for digital.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
But see, I'm one of those
Kind of.
100%, 50% of the time.
Yeah. Oh, who was that?
Ron Perlman. Or Ron Burgundy,
No.
sorry.
Yeah, the movie was Ron Burgundy, but it was
Sex Panther.
oh, who's the guy that hasn't he's in his 50s now, but he looks like he has when he was in his 20s. He did Ant-Man.
Oh, Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah. He's like works 100%. 16% of the time.
Yeah. So, of course, we are talking FTC versus Microsoft, the Xbox courtroom battle.
I mean, nothing much has really changed. So going back to the beginning of it, the FTC is trying to block Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which
So, wait a second. Wait a second. If you remember correctly, from our second or third iteration of this show. I don't remember which one at this point. We refer to this as the Blizzard Saga.
The Actizard saga.
Yes.
They're doing this. The FTC's doing this at the behest of Sony. Let's all just accept what that is. They're doing this for Sony. I say let them. Call of Duty's not that great anymore. The writing, and it's there on social media. Everybody's saying it. Call of
Yeah.
Duty peaked back in the day when we had the GameStop midnight releases.
Yeah. I miss those.
And now you have what? You have Attack on Titan skins. I think I even saw Gundam skins for Call of Duty now.
Yeah.
And and rappers.
Yeah. I mean, it's just as bad as Fortnite.
And so many guys losing just so they can get butt smashed by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
So sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, so there's a bunch of back and forth between it, and really, while the FTC is doing this, there's also the UK Competition and Markets Authority, which is basically the UK version of the FTC. They've never let this pass, and that's part of the reason that the FTC is back in it. But it's just another step in the saga. And moving forward, I think that it's just going to come down to they're going to end up being able to purchase them.
Yeah, I mean, this is America. Ultimately, the market will thrive. There's too many people making money from this deal.
Yeah.
For the government to stop it. There's too many people making money on this that they'll pay someone in the government and this will slowly just disappear.
Yeah.
That's just my feel on it. Like I said, there's far too many people making money on this. It is a $68.7 billion purchase.
So here's the thing. And I kind of have it pulled up here on screen too. But this is just part of this article. You know, Microsoft seems to think we're getting a PS5 Slim this year. And whether that's true or not, Microsoft is leaving the console business. That is 100% my take on this.
Yeah.
They are going to be a publisher developer. They're going to push games. They're going to have a cloud service, which, again, I absolutely do love the cloud service. I think it's amazing. I love the fact that I can play any video game I want right here on my tablet and just hook my computer controller up to it and go to town.
I don't like it.
I can sit at my desk at work on my lunch break and I can play Forza on my tablet. And all I need is my controller. I can travel to anywhere, any hotel room, and I can play Call of Duty. I can play multiple other games. I was playing.
But you don't own them.
You're right. I don't. I'm 100% okay with renting this, because honestly, it's no different than Hulu or Disney or Netflix or any of the other movie streaming services. You don't own any of those either. You pay for the right to basically rent them, to borrow them. And I'm okay with that. If there's a game that I really want, I'll go buy a physical copy of it. You know, I mean, I own a physical copy of Octopath Traveler. I absolutely love the game. Um, if there's certain games that I will buy physical copies of because I want to physically own them. But for the most part, I don't mind having a digital copy of it to play wherever I want to play. I I fully believe that that is the way forward. That's where it's going to be. Lucas, welcome to the stream, bud.
What's up, buddy? Um, it's a dangerous thing to like. That's my. The market has already shown people will buy digital games at full price.
I'm not saying they won't, and I'm not saying that isn't a bad thing. Um, and while I understand, the idea behind it and the like of it, there's a lot of times that I, would prefer a physical game over a digital game in that sense. But in the sense of a streaming, like being able to just play it whenever I want, I love the fact that I can do that. I don't know, but that's just me. And like I said, that's not everybody, and I don't think that anybody should be forced to do one or the other.
Yeah. The problem is these companies they'll standardize digital services as a game to eliminate half the marketing, half the most of the well, pretty much all the manufacturing.
Right.
Get rid of the need for discs, get rid of the need for cases, which means they'll be able to get rid of, and it sounds sad to say, steel books. Even though, I mean, fuck, look at God. Well, I mean, look at God of War Ragnarok. There was no physical disc with that game, but the steelbook was still part of the collector's edition.
Yeah.
The Microsoft thing
Come on.
for
Focus.
its price
Focus. It won't focus.
works. Your camera?
Yeah, it's because I got the motion blur on.
Oh,
But I have right here physical game. Talk about old school.
what?
NHL 2002.
Oh, believe me, I have. I got some.
But I mean, there's all kinds of stuff just hanging around like that. You know, still that. I got, Sims 2. This is that's Sammy's game. She's got that. Like we have physical games.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm all for physical games. I just wait. Okay, there we go. Now I'm back to clear. I really do feel that it should be able to go both. You should be able to do both.
Oh, and Lucas, looking thin. I'm. Thank you. I'm standing right now.
I got a good camera angle.
um. It's I don't fully trust these companies.
And you have every right to. I mean, to not to.
So, but yeah, Microsoft, their head of Xbox even said that they're going to start moving towards mobile games and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have Call of Duty Mobile. It's pretty popular too.
I know. But yeah, so let us know what you guys think with the FTC and Microsoft if it's going to go through and if you have any problems with it.
I mean, I'm all for the market, dude. I'm all about the free market. Um, let the market do its thing. It'll dictate itself.
That's a
It'll
capitalist.
either thrive or collapse,
Yeah.
depending on their business model. Um,
We'll just have to.
if see, if Microsoft succeeds with this subscription-based stuff, like you were talking about, which it has been, there a lot of people are a big fan of it. I don't want Nintendo and Sony following suit.
They already do to an extent.
They do, kind of, yeah.
Bro, PlayStation Premium has so many games on it that you can just cloud stream. So many games. I do it all the time.
But isn't it over $200 a year?
It's like
And
I don't know,
they
$19-20 a month. It's I don't know
and
what
they remove games from that list all the time, from what I've seen.
they do, but you look at that list and like those games are games that have been on there for a year or two, um, and they're least popular ones. They don't remove popular ones. Again, though,
Yeah,
that's something that you just have to understand going into it. Like,
yeah, you have to accept that one day a game you're playing could be gone.
and it's not like it's gone overnight. You get all kinds of warnings and everything else, and they give you the option to buy the game.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just to each their own.
Yeah,
As long as physical media remains in some way. Like I was just at my local Best Buy, dude.
nothing. All
All
gone.
their movies are gone.
Games are
No,
supposed to
no,
be phased out by the end of this year.
get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Hmm. I thought we
No.
talked about that before. Yeah, basically all physical media is going to be phased out of Best Buy by I think November.
Holy fuck.
So keep your eyes
And I
open for
think we
those
need to
deals.
get Lucas a pirate hat.
They're going to say an eye patch, a black flag.
If you look in our WhatsApp chat, dude, he already has a pipe.
Perfect. He's in.
Yeah. He's got himself his own little pipe.
We'll get it. We'll get him a hook hand.
We'll put an alligator costume on his cat.
With a big clock.
So,
All right.
yeah, I mean, let's face it. The deal's going to go through.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of time.
and I don't have a problem with it going through if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So let's let it happen.
The market will dictate.
Yep.
Yeah. But on bigger news,
More
we had a
exciting
certain
news.
someone. We had someone make a special appearance at San Diego Comic-Con because I guess we are now getting a third iteration of the Fantastic Four.
So, well.
Maybe. I don't know who the actors are that are coming
Oh no,
back
we are. Pedro Pascal is Mr. Fantastic.
So we're now getting a third iteration
Yes.
of the Fantastic Four.
Yes, but that's not where RDJ's at. I mean, it's going to play into it, but
yes, Robert Downey Jr. popped off a mask. Well, a gentleman popped off a Doctor Doom mask to reveal that it is Robert Downey Jr.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which I'm sure the explanation is going to be the multiverse.
Oh, it 100% is.
That's why Tony Stark is now Doctor Doom
But Tony Stark
or some other.
isn't Doctor Doom.
He isn't, but people are going to want an explanation of why the same face of Iron Man is now the face of Doctor Doom.
He just looks like him. Like it's just that's part of the multiverse. I don't know. You know, I'm actually really excited for it, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm super excited for, you know, they're gonna write it into there, the exchange that happens between Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Robert Downey Jr. That's gonna be such a
Yeah,
hell of a scene, and I'm
if I
I'm all
mean they
for it.
could play it, yeah.
I mean, it would be perfect. Like, you know, play into the whole multiverse thing, and then you have, you know, like Tom Holland, you know, Peter, Mr. Stark, and he's like, "Who the fuck is Mr. Stark?" um,
Oh man.
but so now that we know that he's coming back, we also know that the Russo brothers are going to be directing Doomsday and Secret Wars, which both will be Doctor Doom.
Hmm.
Now we also, you know, a few weeks ago, we had a trailer, which if you're on our Facebook page, I shared to our Facebook page, of Captain America's Brave New World with Harrison Ford playing Colonel Thunderbolt, aka Red Hulk. Super stoked
Hmm.
about that.
Yeah. Thunderbolts Fantastic Four reboot titled First Steps.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I'm really excited for all of this. I know
I'm
it's hot.
glad you are. I kind of lost a lot of hype over Marvel stuff, and I think it was just I needed a break from so much of it.
I get that, and I'll tell you what it is. So pre Endgame, pre Endgame, yeah, Endgame. We had one or two movies a year that were Marvel.
Hmm.
I think there might have been one time that we had three, but normally you have 6 to 8 months in between each movie. More than enough time to follow, more than enough time to sink in, come up with ideas and everything. After Endgame, you had a new show coming out every 2 months, a lot of times with episodes overlapping each other 2 or 3 times. You know, so like you'd be watching one series and halfway through that another series comes out. So now you're watching two series, and then at the end of the first series, the third series comes out. So now for a week or two you're watching three series, and then you're back down to two, and then there's also a movie that comes out that now you got to watch the movie to follow along to understand this, and then you got to go back and watch a different series to understand that that's loosely based with this, and it's just like, well, where the fuck am I at? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
God
yeah,
forbid
and
you
then
miss one thing, because then you're so fucked.
yeah, it became way too much. Um,
And then to top it all off, we now have phase 6, which was supposed to be the Kang dynasty being remade.
and now they've shifted.
Yeah, now we got
Did
to
they? I don't know. Like I haven't seen.
Jonathan Majors was removed from everything, so there is no more Kang. Which they could explain that just like how they're explaining RDJ as Doctor Doom. Just put
Yeah,
another actor in there and have him kill off all the other Kangs, and then you're good to go. But now you just basically made one of my favorite shows with Loki null and void. Everything that happened in Loki was for no reason, really. Now,
and the last Ant-Man in the Wasp movie,
well,
Quantum Mania.
yes and no. Um, because with Quantumania, I mean, you just set up the introduction of Kang. The post-credit scene was the biggest thing with that, with the Kang Dynasty. but all of Loki was about him going back and finding Kang, and Kang being the evil bad guy between all this stuff. And now it doesn't matter.
Yeah, go figure. So, but that doesn't. Yeah, we don't really. I mean, there was talk over San Diego Comic-Con about there was a glimpse of Red Hulk. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
I guess that's also going to kind of be a part of the new Captain America.
Red Hulk?
No, sorry. Marvel dropped a teaser for Brave New World, the fifth film in Phase 5. Yeah, we know, and Anthony Mackie, great actor. I like his stuff, even before he became an MCU actor.
Altered
The
Carbon
film
was great.
builds. Hmm?
Altered Carbon was great.
I didn't watch that one yet. The
So good.
film builds on events not just in Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Incredible Hulk, and gives us a tantalizing glimpse of Red Hulk.
Yeah.
So there may be little hints and stuff to it, considering how much Thunderbolt Ross was involved in the what is his name? He did the Hulk movie. Edward Norton. Well, he did the last Hulk movie that was tied to the independent Hulk movie that was tied to the beginning of the MCU.
Right.
Because that's when, yeah, the end credit scene is when they came in talking about the Avengers Initiative. And then we got the Iron Man movies, which officially like really kick things off. So
And we got one of the best villain actors of all time coming into play as well for Brave New World. Yes, I am talking about Esposito. My man, Carlos Esposito, will be playing Sidewinder.
where is that at?
It's in the second paragraph, about 2 sentences from the end.
Oh, alter ego of Professor Seth Volker, who gains the power of teleportation via a cloak from the Egyptian god Set,
Yeah.
called the Serpent Society.
Now, Esposito is such a great actor. Everything he plays in, he is so good. And he plays such a great bad guy.
Oh, he does. Oh,
Yeah.
without a doubt, he does. So now Disney's pulling him from the Star Wars universe of the Mandalorian, and they're putting him in Marvel
Yeah, but
after he just came off of The Boys.
and well before that he also did Far Cry 6.
Yeah.
Great
So
actor.
this
Great
guy
actor.
he has become a central part of nerd pop culture.
Yeah.
He had Breaking Bad, Mandalorian, now the MCU, well, Star Wars, Mandalorian. Yeah.
Like I said, he's played in multiple video games too.
Oh, such. I may have to start checking out some of the MCU stuff again. I'm a little behind, so I may have to dive a little bit to get caught up, I guess. And other things. And I think this is going to throw a wrench in the MCU. Well, not MCU, but Disney and Star Wars. It was ruled today that Gina Carano, her wrongful termination suit against Disney is being allowed to continue.
Good.
The judge threw out Disney's request to basically throw out her case. And the judge was like, "Nah, bro, this is happening." So Gina is now being allowed to move forward with her wrongful termination suit against Disney.
Yeah.
And it's going to throw a big wrench in, because the cost of everything, which we know Disney could probably easily absorb a good bit of that. But the pop culture hit that it's going to take on all of it. People might become a little more skeptical about going to, watch some of these Star Wars Disney things. Because let's face it, they can't offer her job back. Because
Right.
she'll come on, like Tim Pool said in his video earlier today. They could write her in for one episode. She could show up for 5 minutes, and then something will happen that they'll blow her up, and then she's off the show again.
Right.
And they can just go, "Oh, well, we wrote that into the script. Sucks to be you."
Yeah.
So she's definitely not going to be going for getting her job back, but she's definitely going to try and push to make it really hurt Disney.
Hit him in the wallet.
That's really all Disney cares about, anyways.
Yeah.
Investors in their wallet, which, I mean, I get it. You need money to make a business work, but not when you do it so shady. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting watching all this unfold, trying to ramp up MCU hype again, and then Gina Carano also coming in. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting 2 years for Disney here, watching all this unfold. So, what do you think, Rob?
I'm super excited for it. I know that me being a big Spidey fan, there's not anything to do with Spider-Man. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with, Tom Holland, his Peter. Wow, I better watch when I say that. I'll be the next influencer. um, but Tom Holland, where his Spider-Man's going to go, and if they continue it. But I am super excited to see Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards. I am super excited to see Anthony Mackie playing Captain, playing Cap. I think he makes a great Cap.
Oh yeah,
So, Thunderbolts I think is going to be big. Um, Phase 6, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. You know, Spider-Man's obviously part of the Avengers, so he's going to be in Doomsday, and he's going to be in um, Secret Wars. But we'll just have to see where it plays out.
yeah, especially if he allows those heartstrings to be tugged.
And I think that'll be a good story to be played into. But they haven't said anything of what universe this takes place in. So this could be in a whole new set, and that's how you can do a complete reset for your Spider-Man and all that. But Anthony Mackie is playing Cap, so
Yeah, no, this will definitely be in the same universe then.
yeah, so it kind of has to be. But I was going to say that that way you can explain the Peter, one actor playing Peter Parker for only 3 movies.
Why not? They used the multiverse to bring all 3 Spider-Mans together in a movie.
Right. Yeah, I mean it
So.
it is. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
Bren, you said you got to look forward, look to see what comes through it. So
I am. Well, I'll be interested watching how this plays out involving Gina and everything.
yeah.
And RDJ's back in. I have a feeling that was a move by Disney to try to bring some of the fans back
Oh,
that kind of checked out after Endgame. So
I don't disagree, especially bringing the Russo brothers back in.
Mhm.
They are definitely trying to pull
Well,
people
is
back
it
in.
the Russo brothers or is it the Russo brother and sister?
No, it's the brothers.
Okay. I was gonna say, didn't one of them? No, that was who were the brothers that did the Matrix?
Um,
I think that was a brother combo that became brother sister.
yeah. No, this is the Russo brothers.
Okay, sounds good. But hey, Devi, how you doing? No, it's Wednesday, bud. Or is
Yep.
it Thursday?
It's Thursday there for them, I think. It is
Why, they're
Thursday.
only an
No,
hour ahead.
it is Thursday for us, bud.
Holy crap, it is Thursday. Oh my god, this week's been flying.
I wish I could say the same. This week's been dragging. But anyways, up next, talking about things that have been canned. We got Halo. And to be honest, I've only watched 2 episodes of this and I couldn't get into any more of it.
I gotta say, I figured this would be. You were more of a Halo fan than I was. I was never really an Xbox guy. Halo just wasn't my thing. And 343 Studios kind of went downhill a lot, from what I read and seen. They're trying to bring back Halo. It's hit or miss. But yeah, like you said, the Paramount Plus show wasn't really looked at all that favorably, and Paramount has got the message, and they axed the series.
Yeah. Now, there's rumors that the Xbox and 343 Industries will try and push this series to other outlets.
Yeah, I mean that's the big thing is 343 is definitely going to be. They're definitely going to be looking for a new home for the show.
They should just stop. Honestly, they should just stop. I feel
Oh
like
yeah,
I feel like this is Xbox and Microsoft's push to follow in uh Sony's footsteps. You know, Sony came out and they have a killer, absolute killer show with Last of Us. They've put out some pretty good movies recently as well too. I know it wasn't that like looked at that well, but I really enjoyed the Uncharted movie.
oh so did I. It was you had Mark Wahlberg and
Tom Holland.
we, Tom. Yeah, I was just gonna say we were just talking about him. They had that witty banter
it was
that
it,
Nathan Nathan and what's the older guy that Mark Wahlberg plays as.
yeah.
Obviously, this is like their younger years when he was just starting out and stuff, but they had that witty back and forth banner of messing with each other.
Well, not only that, but there was a lot of good like references to the game. Um, you know, like
Oh yeah, they even had his voice actor from the game just hanging out on the beach, and he had a little, you know,
right.
exchange with him.
But what I'm saying though is like the game itself or the movie itself had ties into the game. Like you watched a movie for the people that played the game, they went, "Oh, I remember doing this," or "I remember this scene." Um,
Hmm.
so I think that that's cool, but also people like Sammy that have never seen a second of gameplay could follow along with it and understand it perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Um, whenever I watched the Halo show, it was like, yeah, you could kind of understand it, but you also felt like you were missing something out of it.
If you've never played it,
Yeah, like it just felt like you were like there was an inside joke that you didn't understand. Um, but like I said, in another one that was a good one, um, was Twisted Metal. There's PlayStation has come out with some pretty good TV, live action TV and movie series. Then I feel like Xbox
Oh
is
yeah, I
trying to,
mean they even had that big Hollywood movie of the Gran Turismo movie.
yeah. And it seems like they want to try and cash in on that, and they missed the mark. It's unfortunate,
Yeah, I
but
mean, especially if you're saying that, a lot of insider stuff was locked behind having to know the series.
like I said, I only seen 2 episodes, so I'm not 100% sure if it continues that way. But it was just like, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. But then it was just like, there's something going on here, and I just don't know what. But like, if you played the game, you'd
Yeah,
be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is because of that. And
yeah.
maybe they were planning on going in and explaining it further in detail later on. I don't know. Like I said, I lost interest.
Yeah, I mean, it's the article here. They don't mention anything about viewership numbers. It's kind of it's going to be a hard one to sell.
Yeah.
Uh, Especially since Halo is you have to be into that stuff if you're really going to get into the show.
Yeah.
Um, so just I thought you might enjoy that one. That's why I grabbed it for you. But
While we're talking about 343 Industries, we can move it on over to a studio that
a
was
big one.
a studio that was derived from some 343 employees whenever they left.
Hmm.
And of course, we are talking Bungee. Now, talking Bungee has laid off 220, I believe, employees,
Yep.
which I think came down to like 27% of the staff. Or no,
And
17% of the staff, 220. So with that, it's confirmed now that Destiny 3, or Payback as its code name has been called, has pretty much
so
reportedly been canceled.
as of 11:20 Pacific, which would be 2:20 Eastern here for us, it's been updated that Jason Schreier shared context around the canceled Destiny project, saying it was never a Destiny 3, but rather a spin-off that was canceled a while ago. Can we stop with the spin-offs? Can we stop with the spin-offs? Can we stop with all the sequels?
He's lying.
Why is it huh?
He's lying.
Who?
Schreier.
Oh.
It doesn't say that. That's my take on it. I think he's lying.
Oh, you think he's lying.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you pulled something up.
No.
Okay, still. Like, is it that hard to just come up with a new IP when you're that big?
Why my camera going fuzzy again? I don't necessarily disagree with continuing this. Bungie's huge. Um, the latest expansion literally broke into like the top 4 in concurrent sales, knocking Grand Theft Auto off of the chart for the first time in like 7 years. This has been huge, and Luke has said that too. He's been really enjoying it. He thinks that it's one of the best expansions. It's brought back a lot of core players. It's brought back a lot of core gameplay, game style, and just the overall fun behind it. So to say that They need to continue working on expansions, and they came out and they said that they were going to continue to support the Destiny, whatever you want to call it, life. Um,
Yeah.
but now you're laying off 220 people, almost 20% of your staff.
And this is going to be the big part. Their CEO just recently purchased a fleet of cars.
Yeah.
Days, literally days before letting all those people go. Now, this article that I pulled up, I'm sorry, you pulled this up, Rob. This article doesn't mention it, and we'll have to find it somewhere. The guy said he brought me outside to show me all the cars he just bought. And 2 days later, they let me go. This kind of stuff doesn't work anymore. I expect the Destiny 2 player base is going to drop off a good bit over this.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Bungie fans are huge. Um, to uh to stick with the studios and stick with the people that have created the game. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. So I've
Yeah.
pulled up the article that you're talking about from VG224/7.
Mm-hmm.
That Bungie CEO Pete Parsons has seemingly spent over $2 million on classic cars and motorbikes since 2022 when Sony bought the studio. The executive has faced calls to resign from former Bungie staff following yesterday's layoff announcement.
Yeah. So I have the Steam DB website pulled up.
Okay.
June of 2024, it saw a peak of 314,000, a gain of 192,614, which is a 157.9% gain. I imagine that has to do with the expansion drop. Here's the thing. In the last 30 days, more than that has dropped off.
I believe
So
it.
they are down 213,000 players. So April of 24, they were at 134, then May 122. So they had a little bit of a drop. The expansion came, we saw a gain of almost 200,000 that put them over the 300,000 mark. Now these are peak.
Right.
It doesn't give me anything for the averages. Oh, I have to sign in to view the averages in the Twitch viewer data. I don't really care. But in 30 days, you lost more than you gained than when your expansion dropped.
Right.
Now, as a 14 player of over 10 years, yeah, you have an expansion drop. Okay, everybody does the content and then they check out.
Right.
I take that back because it's not a good comparison. 14 is something that you play over and over. You learn the dance of fights and you get loot and stuff. Whereas Destiny, you literally just have to keep doing the content over and over until you get the weapon that you want with the right amount of stats, or you farm the materials to, like we've done. I don't know if it's still a thing, Rob, but you have something with the stats you need, but it's the different it's not the right weapon level, so you just transfer the level.
Right. Yeah. I mean that's just their gear system, and um yeah, I mean there's a lot of people that go into that though because they release a new dungeon, and you have to go through, and it takes forever to figure it out. It's a lot like in 14 with, the first raid group to finish a raid. There's literally raids in Destiny. It's the same way. It's a race to the first, group to finish it. Um,
Yeah, we've tried doing them.
yeah, we couldn't because we don't have a big enough group. But no, there is a lot of similarities there, I think. But I also feel like there's there's a expectancy from the Bungee staff to continue to push good content.
Yeah,
And
and
you
they let go of almost 20% of them.
yeah.
And the
So,
CEO spends $2 million on a fleet of classic cars and bikes.
well, see, here's the thing that like, you know, uh, it's in very small print. Not only is 220 of the staff getting laid off, another 155 are being integrated into Sony, and another 40 are being spun off into a new PlayStation studio.
So you mean to tell me out of those 220, they couldn't reallocate some of those people? Um,
We're talking like half a Bungie staff is being removed from Bungie.
Now, I also get that because of COVID and the pandemic, a lot of these studios did a mass hiring because remote work and they needed more people to help with other things. And now that everyone's back to the studios making games, a lot of these jobs are, I should say, a lot of them, some of these jobs are now not needed. Um, if that's
Mm,
the case, I don't see it being 220. Um, hmm, why couldn't you take some of these people and move them
well, see,
to these studios?
Bungie also laid off, and I can't. That's what I'm looking for now is the numbers, but they laid off um, in October too.
So this is a second round of
Yeah.
layoffs.
Yep. I'm seeing if I can pull that up. Let's see if I can pull up some numbers on this.
This is
It was 100 people were laid off. So
so I could see the first round of layoffs being all the COVID hires. You
yeah.
know, the people to help ramp things up while everybody was working remotely. That part I can get. Yeah, it sucks, but this is the way of the world, unfortunately, sometimes. And it does suck when people have to lose their jobs because they did a mass panic hiring. But really, $2 million on cars and motorcycles because you got some cash burning a hole in your pocket since Sony got into bed with you. Yeah, I don't. I expect these Destiny numbers to continue to drop.
Well, here's something that I think needs to be looked at though. Sony is now the owner of Bungie. Is it Sony making these calls? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't I don't really think that matters when you're the CEO.
oh, it is though, because like
The buck stops with him.
it doesn't stop with him though, because he still has to answer to somebody else. He doesn't. He isn't his own boss. He still answers to somebody. If he was the president of Sony, if he was Jim Ryan, then right is that's the president of Sony, right? Or is that the president of Microsoft?
Who the hell
I
knows
always
at
get
this
them two
point?
mixed up. But
Um,
if Jim Ryan comes to him and says, "Hey, you got to lay off 20% of your work staff," then he has to lay off 20% of his work staff. Like, there's no way around that. Um, I think that, and it shows that there's another 12% that are being integrated into Sony and another 3% that are being spun off into a different studio altogether, a new studio that has yet to be named or confirmed. Um,
I feel this could have been handled differently. Especially if you're swinging your dick buying cars and motorcycles.
I don't know, man. This comes back to capitalism. Like, I got the money, why can't I spend it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but I mean, you still have the responsibility. You still have still your people you're responsible for, though.
again, okay, so let's say you, and then just using this as a thing, you become owner of your dealership.
Okay.
And, well, you are the owner of your dealership. And I don't know, what brand, I'm just using this as an example. We'll say you own a GM dealership and you employ 30 mechanics and 5 service writers and 10 salesmen, and comes to you and says, "Listen, we pay for so much of your stuff. Like, in order to continue to be a GM dealer, we're going to need you to lay off 30% of your staff."
That's a hard one to try and transfer because you with dealerships you franchise. GM doesn't get to come in and say you have to lay off staff. So that's a hard.
I was just using it as an example. Like, I'm not talking about
I
real
know,
world, but
I know, I get what you're trying to say, but see, I don't know how the deal was worked out between Bungee and Sony. Um, I just know that at car dealerships, only if your techs are causing reputable damage to your brand can they step in and tell you that you have to get rid of staff. Um,
again, like I said, I was just trying to like make a
well, no, because I was going to make a crack about how game studios are pretty much damaging all of the gaming world right now.
yeah.
Well, a good bit of them. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I still feel like this had to have been in talks. He had to know this was coming. And it's a bit of a dick move to show off $2 million in cars and motorcycles, knowing that you're about to get laid the fuck. You're about to start laying people to fuck off.
Yes and no. I again, like, it's not like he just went out and bought $2 million worth of cars yesterday. He bought $2 million worth of cars over the past 3 years.
See, that's not the report that I was reading.
Right here. Let me see. Is this? Since Bungie was acquired by Sony back in February 2022 for 3.6 billion, the Destiny 2 developers CEO Pete Parsons has spent over $2 million on classic cars. So over the past 2.5 years, a number of the account in question purchases have come in the months surrounding mass layoffs at Bungie. Overall, the purchases made by the account between these 2 points, including the aforementioned Corvette and Datsun. So September 2022 and now he spent $2.4 million on cars.
Okay.
$200,000 on a Porsche, $100,000 on a Corvette, $30,000 on a Datsun. But it's
See, what I saw earlier, and it was a completely different article, and it must have been the way it was worded. The way the article that I saw, it made it sound like he had mass bought like a fleet. You know what I mean?
right.
And I wish I would have copied the link so I could show it to you, so I just don't sound like I'm talking out of my ass.
No, I mean I believe you 100%.
Okay.
So, it says here, to integrate Bungie's in the announcement, Parsons wrote that Bungie had been overly ambitious with our financial safety margins and were subsequently exceeded, and we began running in the red.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to keep an eye on this to see how this goes with Bungee.
Yeah.
In Destiny. I'm going to keep track of Steam. I may sign into that website just so I can see more current and up to date if the word of this has really impacted the overall concurrent player base for Destiny 2. But just from what I see on social media, a lot of people are calling for him to step down. So,
yeah, I see that too.
But with that, we're going to conclude the show here. And the other stories I may do a separate video on, mainly just because Rob's not all into following influencer news and stuff.
I almost feel like it's like following the Kardashians. It's just something I've never been into.
No, and it slowly is turning into that with all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's always some stupid controversy. For me, part of it is I feel we dog Dr. Disrespect for doing this. So it's only fair we give Tyson the same treatment. And with how Donaldson has been responding, there's a lot to suggest that he knew about the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that 100 at all. You know, this is something that definitely needs attention paid to. It's something that we should be giving time to, and I do feel bad that we're kind of cutting it out of this show, because it is something that definitely needs talked about.
Yeah. You know what? We'll save it for next week because a little bit of news that I found out earlier. Donaldson has started sending out cease and desists and possibly lawsuits to YouTubers.
Whew.
So we'll have to put together a whole section for that because I don't foresee there being much actual like gaming news and stuff next week. The FTC stuff's going to take a while to drag out. it could take another couple weeks for the Bungee stuff to really start showing any real big changes. On that Steam tracker website that I had pulled up. I know you didn't have it pulled up. So it'll be a good topic for next week. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk that. Something else we got to talk about soon, coming up. 2024 is drawing to a close. Time to start picking our games of the year.
Yes, it is. We're going to put that together. And I have a little thing for Sony here. Where the fuck is our announcement for the PlayStation 5 Pro? Come on.
Well,
We're
as Cerny has
we're
said
in
before. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean,
I
it's
do need him to come out and explain this to me. I'm in need for a good nap, okay?
yeah. It's like Cerny. I need something like that OG Kingdom Hearts menu music. Something good to fall asleep to.
Listen, just start talking
So
because you sound like a monotone Dana Carvey, and I'm just. Oh.
he really does.
I'm up.
So, but thank you everyone for hanging out. I know Rob and I can go on a little much. We can really drag out some topics. It's just stuff we enjoy talking about. And we encourage everybody down below in the comments, add to the conversation, add to it. We love to hear from people. Join us in our groups. We have a Facebook, we have a Discord, and we're all over all the social medias for the most part.
Come find us. Come join. We love to have discussions.
I even started us a Threads page.
Oh shit! I don't even have that downloaded. I don't even know what Threads is.
Threads was like the all. It was just an Instagram add-on, really.
It's the Instagram, Facebook add-on that is Twitter for the metaverse.
Yeah, it is the Twitter of the metaverse, basically.
So many verses.
And our TikTok's going to be getting a little more active. I know that's been kind of dead recently. Just been really busy with this, but I will be throwing some stuff together to put up there, showcasing how the basement's changing. And I really can't wait to show you guys the desk because I'm going to be building it.
Yeah.
And then Luke, if you're still there, buddy, we still need to have we still need to have a talk regarding the last video I put together because I have one more piece that I'm waiting for, and then I'll have another video that I need to record. So
good old backlogs.
Stay tuned.
All right, guys. Again, like, share, follow, subscribe. Tell everybody you know about us. Come join in the conversations. And as always, we'll catch you at the warp point.
Peace.